G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because the first round of the Six Nations 2025 has concluded, and this was the biggest match of the weekend. Ireland versus England, Lansdowne Road, the big showdown. And after this game, I think everybody's left with more questions than answers. Not just regarding to the selection of the Lions tour, but the selections of what exactly is going on in both camps. Let's start with the England side, right? So the scoreboard doesn't look too bad for the English team, 27 points to 22, but they were pretty far down behind. The game was out of reach with about 5 minutes left on the clock, and England was able to just easily, like that, score 2 tries and get themselves a losing bonus point. And in the review, it kind of left 2 questions, right? Like, why is it, one is, what happened to the Irish defense? Another one is, why didn't the England team play like this for the first 75 minutes? If it was so potent and effective, the style completely changed. The England just throwing their attacking, rigid, attacking structure out of the window, and suddenly they're delivering 2 tries in 5 minutes. And why didn't they do that earlier? Or even why didn't they do that before the game was completely out of reach? It's left for the coaches to ponder, I think, and it is just, it's one of those things where we talk about how Steve Borthwick is the Steve Turin of England rugby. He did come into this match with a very solid game plan, right? He had analyzed what the Irish team like to do and decided to make a bunch of selection changes that specifically targets the high ball around the 22-meter mark, which included selections of Freddie Stewart and some of the big, tall, some of the faster, starting 3 loose open side flankers, loose forwards, in the first half to try to pressure this high ball as well, and also a lot of grubber kick down the sideline, yielding to that first try to the new bloke, what's his name, Murley, right, leading to the first try to Murley. And they're all really good stuff, and they're all exactly what the Borthwick wanted to do. He's written those game plan down on his playbook, and those has paid off for him early in the game. But as the game ticked forward, Ireland adjusted to these styles. Ireland adjusted to the defense, to these high balls, and to the pressure that was applied to them from the 3 loose forwards, open side flankers from the England side. And the English team just did not adjust at all. They just stuck to the game plan, and slowly but surely you could see that it was not working, and yet they persisting on pursuing that style, right? And it is specifically disappointing for me. Steve Borthwick, please answer this question. Why did you select Alex Mitchell at 9 when all you're doing is ask him to play like Ben Youngs under Eddie Jones, box kick, slow ball, and not use any of the talent, any of the speed, any of the second playmaker, right, that Alex Mitchell actually brings to the game? Any of his special talents, he's not used at all. And I mean, you must well just put Ben Youngs there and call it a day, right? So it's again, the rigidness of the game plan probably carried on for too long. They needed to just have someone like, Steve Borthwick at halftime say, hey, the kicking game isn't working. Let's try something else. Same thing with Marcus Smith. Why did you have Marcus Smith on the field with so many different styles that he could bring on in terms of just the kicking game alone, when all you're asking them to do is box kicks and grabber kicks down the sideline, right? Like, it's like Marcus Smith could do so much more than that. We saw that in November, where he completely, pulled England out of the from behind back to the lead against the Wallabies multiple times. He did that against the All Blacks, and yet in this game, he's just been instructed to do exactly as prescribed by Steve Borthwick and his, Steve Turin imagination, right? I think if you're an English fan, you're probably a little bit confused by some of these game plans that was deployed out there. So outside of that, I thought the England's rush defense was really good. They put a lot of pressure on Prendergast, especially in the first half, leading to a lot of poor decisions, inaccurate passes. In fact, Prendergast was caught a little bit flat-footed for the most part of the game, and not really creating any opportunities for the players around him. And also so defense was really good. Scrambling defense was really good. I thought the England reserves was once again a little bit lackluster. Again, the Borthwick has opted for size instead of speed as his forward reserves coming off the bench in Cunningham South, And did that hurt the team? You know, the defense immediately fell off. There was especially around the rocks in the pillar and post, where the Irish exploited that twice to score, to put basically lock out, to basically put the game out of reach with England just by punching through the night. You know, the right pillar and post channel, where the forwards will be at, and maybe some of the bigger forwards coming off the bench are just not suited. Not really. I guess not. Maybe not suited is not right words, but maybe they were not 100% sure where the role should be. Should they be playing a bit more of an open side flanker style, like the first three play, like the two Currys and Ben Earl were playing, or were they supposed to be tighter around the rock? So there was clearly there was a clear communication disconnect there. We're leading to a gap twice for the Irish to score there. So again, not too sure what the idea is there for the England side. The new player, Murley, again, multiple outside of the try he scored in the opening few minutes. He really was struggling a bit under the high ball. Some stupid decisions, like not grounding the ball when it was in goal, trying to run it out. Not really sure what he was thinking there. Almost like he didn't know what the rule would be if he had grounded the ball in goal, leading to the Irish getting opportunities very close to the England try line multiple times. And yeah, so let's have a look at the Irish performance. Again, I thought, despite the nice win, despite the bonus point, I thought the Irish team was much better with Frowley on the field, right? And this is something, again, is there a disconnect between the two coaching staff as they swapped, you know, as Andy Farrell passed it on to Easterby? Is it Easterby? Is the name? Is it Easterby? You know, passed on to the coaching reins. And is there a bit of a disconnect? Yeah, Simon Easterby. Is there a bit of a disconnect on how they should carry on with the selections at 10? Because Frowley is clearly the better player, and I felt like Prendergast was given an opportunity in November to try to, you know, grow him and develop him, and I didn't think that they were going to have him as a permanent start at 10 for Irish team. And again, today, caught flat, you know, he was flat-footed, he was targeted a little bit, but, you know, outside of that, his goal kicking was definitely way worse than Frowley. And then, did I say Frowley? Crowley, sorry. Crowley was a lot worse than Crowley, and some of the decisions that he made in terms of picking out the runners was just, it was almost like, it wasn't really the right decisions. It was almost like it was very rushed as well, really lacking a bit of composure there. So I'm not 100% sure what the selection policy is there. Did Easterby just kind of when, you know, Prendergast is something that Andy Farrell wanted to push as the next 10, and then he's just following up the directions from based on the selections in November, and not really readjusting some of these decisions based on actual performance. And there was a lot of just mind-boggling crossfield kicks inside the Irish 22 from Prendergast. Just little kicks. It's almost like they taken a playbook out of the All Blacks from Beauden Barrett. And, you know, if you actually watch the All Blacks, those kicks were heavily criticized. A lot of times they don't pay off. The All Blacks likes to play this sort of roll the dice, high risks, attack anywhere on the field sort of style. And, you know, Prendergast trying to, replicate that inside their own 22, I thought was just to say, was just a bit, just really not suited for the style that Ireland likes to play, just to say the least. Regardless of whether or not that paid off for them, and most of these did not. Just mind-boggling, kicking the ball straight back to the English team, in from within their own 22 sort of thing. And outside of that, I thought James Lowe was exceptionally good. Again, he's found his form again. I thought his form in November was a little bit lacking. He was, last year, early in the season, he looked like unstoppable, like he couldn't be tackled. And then he looked just pretty ordinary in November. And today he's looking again, he was early, like he was early in the season last year. Looks like he couldn't be tackled at all. He's one-on-one. Danny Kerr, and just bumped him off for a try. Was bumped off and set up his teammate for a try. Was just unbelievably good altogether. I thought the scrum was a bit of a mess. Ben O'Keefe was, I thought some of the calls were pretty 50-50 for Ben O'Keefe. He had very little patience to reset the scrum, and a lot of times, the scrum kind of just goes down. It could be blamed on both loose heads, and the referee kind of just rolled the dice and giving it. Just immediately giving it a short arm or a penalty without much of a reset. I do think that the scrum could be packed a bit quicker, to be honest. I think that there was a lot of players just standing around waiting for the referee to initiate the order to pack the scrum. But I think that if Ben O'Keefe can put a bit more urgency in setting up the scrum, I think he could actually afford to reset the scrum a couple times without delay. So I think, and it would give us a better contest around the scrummaging instead of just being like, okay, we've already taken too much time, let's just make a call and play on sort of thing. I thought that was not really a great a great contest there. Could have been was a little bit lost there in my opinion. So yeah, outside of that, let's have a look at the let's look at the points, the match stats. And by the way, did they botch the national anthem on God Save the King? I'm pretty sure the guy came out and sang God Save the Queen on the first line, and then kind of went King. So is that just me, or did he actually botch the anthem? So yeah, let me know. But outside of that, yeah, let's look at the match stats of the game. 4 tries to 3, bonus point scored for England right at the end. Probably again, just one last thing. I think that the England team once again has that mental blockage of, like they're very rigid, like mentally, and they need to figure out how to break free from that. Like when you showed that the fact that they scored 2 tries in like 5 minutes in the last 5 minutes of the game to score a bonus point shows that they have the talent. They have all the talent in the world to compete at the highest level, to potentially win in big games like this, and yet they just so rigid, so scared of responsibilities or making mistakes and just going into a shell, and then just actually not adjusting to what's in front of them, resulting them to get blown away at the critical times. And I think that I don't know how you're going to adjust that. I thought the new captain, Mario Itoje, could bring a bit of a difference there, but it just, again, plaguing issue for England rugby. Not an issue of talent. I think it's an issue of it's a mentality issue. It's a cult, it's, I guess maybe you could say something that's been a culture thing from previous coaches that's been passed down along the players, team culture thing. So it's going to be hard. And maybe they need one of those psychology coaches in the England camp to try to fix some of these issues and let them play it with a bit more confidence, like they did in the last few minutes, might yield a better result for them. So 4 tries to 3, 467 run minutes for Ireland, 430. England's not far behind at all, but the game was out of reach. Like pretty much 10 minutes to go. 15 turnovers conceded for Ireland, 16 against England. 149 tackles against Ireland, 32 missed tackles. That is pretty poor for the Irish team. 150 for England, 25 missed tackles. That's pretty poor as well. Want to see these to be like less than 10%. So 15 for England, 15 for Ireland in terms of missed tackle count. Kicks in play, 31 for Ireland, 38 for England. Conversion, 1 miss for Marcus Smith, 2 missed for Prendergast out of 4. So kicks in hand, 948 for Ireland, 814 for England. I thought Freddie Stewart's kicking was actually a lot better this game than what I remembered. And he had, he does have a big boot, but he's always like not that accurate with his kicking. And I thought his kicking was, better than, definitely improved from his previous outings for the England team, to say the least. Lineouts, 23 for Ireland, 0 lost, 14 England, 1 lost. Scrum, 5 to 3, nothing really happened. Like I said, Ben O'Keefe didn't really entertain any reset. There was a couple of resets, but didn't really like to entertain resets in this game. 8 penalties conceded for Ireland, really good discipline. Only 2 inside their own half. So if England wanted to kick goals, they weren't even given that many opportunities. And then for the English team, 11 penalties conceded, 1 yellow card, 2 repeated penalties. Again, the England team was scrambling under pressure, giving away repeated penalties, getting, they received a warning 15 minutes into the game, and then resulting in later on Marcus Smith getting sent off. In fact, the Marcus Smith send off for a yellow card for repeated penalties was actually a yellow card even without the repeated penalty notice, because Ireland made a break and they were about 5 minutes short from the try line, and Marcus Smith tackled a player as he was running back in offside position. That should have been a yellow card regardless of the warning or not that was previously given out to the England side. So that was in fact, I thought maybe England could have get in another yellow card due to more penalties was received immediately afterwards there as well. So England kind of got a little bit lucky there, I think, from Ben O'Keefe, showing a bit of a mercy there. But strictly speaking, the Marcus Smith incident should have been a yellow card regardless of the team warning. And then the subsequent penalties should have been actually be sent off as a result of repeated penalties from the England side. So Ben O'Keefe actually probably could have given another yellow card there against England. So yeah, let's have a quick recap of the match. So 8 minutes into the game, England was actually camped inside the Irish half. Ireland could not exit. Like I said, there was some silly crossfield kicks inside their own 22s from Prendergast, but eventually England's grabber kick down the sideline worked out for them. Henry Slade, nice little grabber into down the sideline. Caleb Murley. I think it's Caden Murley went through, scooped out the grabber kick, try time. Really, really nice work done. 7 points to 0. And then there was England then kind of got back on their own back foot. There was a lot of penalties given away, resulting into a repeated penalty warning at 15 minutes mark. And then there was a yellow card to Marcus Smith, 25 minutes in the game. Like I said, running back, probably should have been yellow card anyway without the repeated warning. 34 minutes in the game, finally with, the Marcus Smith just getting, England did really well defending with 14 players without Marcus Smith. But as soon as Marcus Smith came on, you look like everything was settled. James Lowe got the ball out wide, one-on-one with Alex Mitchell, palmed him off, ran straight through, linked up with Jameson Gibson-Parks, try time, 7 points to 5. Prendergast hit the goalpost. 39 minutes into the game, just before half-time, England got a penalty, kicked that one, 10 points to 5. Second half in the game, again, the scrummaging was just 50-50. There was a lot of, both loose SI was going down, and Ellis Genji was kind of like penalized for his elbow hitting the ground first. And I thought, yeah, it was an Irish feed, but technically I thought that was 50-50, and yeah, Ben O'Keefe was not entertained to reset those scrums. 51 minutes into the game, again, England defense was again really poor. Prendergast threw a ball to Aki down the sideline. There was 3 defenders there, and Bundy Aki bumped over Marcus Smith. Sure, he's small, and then there was 2 more players on Bundy Aki, could not take him down, and Aki dunks the ball into the corner. 10 points to 10. 54 minutes in the game, Mario Toji got penalized for a little push in the scrum, in the line out. It did not look like he pushed at all. It looked like he barely, he just like nice. It was almost like a reactionary kind of like a tap on the opposition as the line out was coming in. So really, really tough call there, but regardless, Prendergast kicked this one, 13 points to 10 for Ireland. And then for 63 minutes into the game, Ireland starting to spot that the England pillar around the rock was drifting away with the new players coming onto the field. So they just flooded the night channel with 3 players, with James Lowe as a decoy runner behind, just ran straight through the gap around near the rock. And then James Lowe linked up with Ty Byrne. Try time for Ireland, 63 minutes into the game. 71 minutes into the game, another pretty similar play, short ball center field. Jack Conan ran through a gap, and then the quick ball came out, long ball out wide from Dan Sheehan, the hooker, and then James Lowe ran down the sideline, throwing the ball back in the field. Sheehan got the ball, dunked it over to try, 27 points to 10 with 10 minutes left. This was pretty much over for England. England finally broken out of the mold, started playing a bit of a comeback rugby. Tom Curry got a try, 76 minutes in the game. Ollie Lawrence basically got the ball, bumped over 2 defenders, still got the offload out to Murley down the sideline, infield to Curry, try time, 27 points to 15, and finally 80 minutes clock was read, penalty to England. England went for the line out, came out, just England, nice little crack urgency around the rocks, and then eventually Theo Dan got the ball, a nice little offload to Freeman, run a bit of an unders run straight through the Irish defense. Try time, 22 points to 27 for a bonus point. So yeah, that's pretty much the game, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thinking about, do the England rugby, does the English rugby players need a psychology trainer like the All Blacks had in the early 2000s? I think they still have one. The All Blacks still have one to try to get them over that hump, to break out of that rigid mindset of playing, of playing rugby. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys later. Cheers.